and you're watching The Darling M. Thank you so much for clicking on my March favorites video. If you are familiar with my channel, then you probably will guess that my March favorites is not a bunch of things that I think you should go out and buy. Rather, it's a fun recap of the things I've been enjoying this month, from entertainment to self-care to sustainability products. Let's jump right in. My number one March favorite is actually a place. It is a space I have created in my home. I live with my husband Matthew, my best friend Dina, our dog Edie, and our cat Miss Emily. So it's a very full house and I love this living arrangement. However, I am sort of an introvert. So this month I dedicated myself to the project of creating a space that we call the Margaretorium, because my first name is officially Margaret. And so it's basically an indoor tent where I can close myself in there and be kind of cocooned and have a little sanctuary. So I've had a lot of fun creating that space. That actually leads me to my second March favorite, which is a 2-in-1 actually. So I spent a long time hunting for the best option for a floor cushion to go inside my special Maggie space. So I wanted something that would really bring me a lot of joy, and so it turned out to be something that was an investment. So I got this vintage Moroccan floor cushion in colors and design that I love, love, love. And if you know how shipping works with things like floor cushions, you know that they really just come as a cushion cover and they're not stuffed. So that brings me to the second favorite that the floor cushion ended up being, was that I did not want to buy new stuffing for the pillow, obviously. A lot of people told me, just go to Hobby Lobby or like a craft store and get stuffing for the pillow. And I was like, I don't think so. And luckily it coincided with my capsule wardrobe creation, where I found myself with a bunch of discarded clothing that wasn't good enough. A truck just went by, sorry. My capsule wardrobe left me with a bunch of stuff that honestly probably couldn't even be sold by like a charity shop. So I had all these rags and scraps. So I started cutting them all up into tiny pieces to stuff the couch, or the cushion, to stuff the cushion. So it has a zipper in the back. So this has been a craft project where like almost every night I like sit in front of the TV or like listen to a podcast and cut up fabric and then like start putting it here. So like that's the back of it. So eventually this will be a nice like huge floor cushion for me to sit on and like meditate and write and be creative and all that jazz. So speaking of podcasts, let's do podcasts next. I've been really into podcasts this month, and the first one I want to share with you guys is called The Hilarious World of Depression. I'm not even sure how I found this podcast, but as soon as I heard the title, I was intrigued and was like, oh, I definitely want to listen to that. And then I learned the premise, which made me even more excited, which is that every episode interviews someone in comedy who has also struggled with some form of mental illness. So it obviously makes for a really entertaining listen. My favorite episode is the one with Jen Kirkman. It's a fabulous listen. So I'll link the podcast below. My second favorite podcast this month, well, no, I don't want to order them, but another podcast that is one of my March favorites is called #Authentic. So it is more of a how-to kind of thing, and it is for creatives, largely based on Instagram use, and it's run by Sarah Tasker, and of course I'll leave the link in the description box below. But it has really made me think about Instagram in a totally new way. But for anybody who enjoys creative endeavors, she brings on a different guest each time, people who are kind of making their living through creative pursuits like pottery or photography, things like that. So when I'm not cutting up fabric and listening to podcasts this month. I have read a little bit. My first favorite book for this month, I did not actually read in its entirety this month. I really read it last month, but I wanted to sneak it in anyway to officially announce to those of you who don't know that I am the new editor-in-chief of an online magazine and literary journal all about sustainability. The motto is sustainable, local, self-sufficient. It's called The New Southerner, and so I wanted to share with you the cover. So this is the 2016 literary edition that just came out at the end of January. So it includes work from the winners and runners-up to the James Baker Hall Prize. So I'm very happy to be a part of this, and I've really been working hard this month on adding my own changes and taking the magazine into a new direction. Let's look at some like home hygiene kind of things. Speaking of hygiene, everybody needs deo for their BO, and when I don't make my own, I have found my favorite brand, and it's called Fat and the Moon. Fat and the Moon deodorant cream. And what I like about this is that not only does it come in a jar, which is recyclable, but they're also in the process of finding a way to let customers refill their jars. So I actually sent them a message on their Etsy shop and let my voice be heard that I really like their deodorant, and it'd be cool if they would let me mail my jar back and have them refill it so that I don't keep accumulating all these jars. My next favorite is a way to reuse a jar. So my best friend Dina had acquired through thrifting or something this beautiful jar that she didn't want anymore, and I was like, that is gorgeous. So I've been hanging on to it for months and months, just waiting to find the perfect thing that it would be good for, and I finally discovered it. It's related to self-care, and it is bath salts. So I realized that this big beautiful jar would be great for bulk bath salts, which I finally found bath salts in bulk, so I can keep them in this jar. These are lavender ones. I like Epsom salt, things like that, so it's nice to take a bath for self-care. I am into sustainability for the self. My video on burnout, which is a whole series, but the introduction to that series on burnout is going to be coming very soon. So if you're excited for that one, let me know in the comments below. So the last favorite that I want to share with you guys is perhaps most dear to me because it involves a personal interaction. So for quite a while I've been following Maggie Jean Ross on Instagram, and I love so many of her posts, and I love the art that she makes. And one day, I think it was in March, she posted a picture of the sink from after she had done an art project. And I loved her Instagram photo so much. I just fell in love with this photograph of a sink with a bunch of paint in it. And I started a conversation with her, and we've been messaging, and she agreed to send me a digital copy of the photo so that I could get it enlarged and have it as art in my home. So here it is. I haven't framed it yet, obviously. I could also tell you my favorite recipes of the month. Cheap Lazy Vegan has a 3-ingredient like vegan hack for bean burgers that I absolutely love. So I'll throw up a photo of the last time I made that, and I topped it with my own homemade pesto and bakery rolls. It was scrumptious. And my favorite dessert recipe is from Vegan Risha. It's a peanut butter cake with a peanut butter chocolate glaze, and I'll throw up my photo of that as well. I'm really surprised that I didn't have a favorite TV series or film to share with you guys this month. It's partly because I've just been so busy, but I really love TV and film. I think the other thing is that I've seen a lot of films that I'm just kind of so-so about this month. So in the future, if I keep doing these videos, I will probably be sharing things like TV series and films, so I'm really curious to know if that's something that would interest you guys. So please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Give me your feedback in the comments. I'm still trying to figure out this YouTube thing. And if you want to see more, hit the red subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you again soon.